Speaking of electric vehicles, course, I got to do a quick update on the Taycan Turbo. We have some new numbers emerging numbers emerged for the EPA range of the upcoming Taycan Turbo, and a lot of people ain't so happy about it. It scored 201 miles of range on the official testing, which, of course, the original claim from Porsche was that it would do 300 miles of range. But, of course, there's U.S. government fuel economy testing that comes out where they aim to create a real-world scenario, an aggressive real-world scenario to try to educate consumers and have them have the correct information available to them, not just the marketing material, not just the optimal scenario when making a decision. And Porsche was really upset about it. They said, no way. Yeah. You don't even know how to test our cars.
200?
We're German.
You kidding me?
From Germany.
Yeah.
EPA estimates, U.S. government, please. Please. Volkswagen. How dare you? Diesel, clean diesel. Yeah. They had a whole fiasco as well with that. So they went out and did their own independent version of it. Like, the reason, first of all, that people are not so happy about it is also because the Taycan Turbo lineup has tremendously large batteries comparative to the competition. It has a bigger battery than the Chevy Bolt, Nissan Leaf, Audi e-tron, Jaguar I-Pace, a number of electric vehicles that score better than it in the range department, according to the fuel economy testers, U.S. government fuel economy test. So people were expecting better numbers. And Porsche goes out and does their very own testing, and they get a 275 number, much closer to the stated 300 optimal miles of range. And presumably many users would be a lot happier with that, potential buyers. Now, the important thing to note is that a big issue, a big component in the marketing around the Taycan was this idea of a 911-like experience, a repeatable performance experience that you could do over and over again, kind of like on the Nürburgring, the stuff that they showed off. It's always ready to go. Get after it type of thing. Hit the pedal when you like. So it may be tuned up for more of an aggressive performance than an efficiency scenario. So there is a chance that as things get tweaked leading up to the eventual launch and possibly updates, maybe the comfort mode within the vehicle, where you could see some enhancements in how the power is managed in order to increase that range if you are more of a range driver than a performance driver. But I will say, the reason this is slightly less important with the Taycan Turbo and Taycan Turbo S is because those two vehicles specifically are targeted at performance first mentality. And so the range part of the conversation is, generally speaking, more the practical audience and less the supercar conversion people that are thinking about going electric. But even for a guy like me and a guy like you, Will, 275 is better than 200. Because I know you mentioned you're buying a Taycan as well. Turbo.
Yeah. It makes all the difference, really.
75
miles?
Yeah.
Of course.
It does. It makes a big difference. Absolutely.
So
hopefully some things get tweaked and the official number gets closer to the 275 that Porsche is sharing based on their own estimates and their own testing. The average indicated, or what the car was reporting its range to be for city highway mix, was 269 miles and 283 for city only. So city performance, obviously better electric vehicle, as you'd expect. And Jalopnik notes this, just as I have earlier. We do expect that original test number to probably get a bit better. But for the time being, if you are cross-shopping, say a Model S versus a Taycan Turbo, this is something you really have to consider now, is this range discrepancy. And if range is a huge component of how you expect to use the vehicle, it's going to be pretty tough to pull the trigger on the Taycan Turbo as it stands today. Look at the Model S performance. You're talking about 348 on the test. It's almost double, right? And the long range Model S, if you really want range, you're looking at 373. So I don't expect it to sit at 201 forever, but for now, it ain't the range machine you're looking for. Performance, possibly. Range, maybe not so much.